Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome to Corn's first video at Dice Baby. A dice roguelike game developed and published by Nugget Game Studios. This reminds me heavily of like Dice in a Million, but not quite as sort of zany and wacky. It's a good game. I'm going to say this right now, I've played it for a little bit and it's quite addictive. If you want a game that is one of those games that you can just sort of play and switch your mind off to, it's one of those. And we'll basically have a quick look at it. It has some nice, interesting elements to it. So settings menu, everything's pretty simple here. Not a lot of language options. Play overall, look at charms, resolution, full screen, music volume, that kind of thing, really straightforward. Now, we're going to go new game. You have a couple of options. You can go training, normal, hard, expert. Well, I've only basically unlocked hard because normal is difficult enough. 20 rounds, round rewards, which is basically how much money you get at the end of each round, rerolls per round, standard dice, starting dice, house rules. Yeah. The higher it goes up, the more brutal it becomes. And there's also this bit here, but it's I don't know if it hasn't just been updated yet, but it's basically supposed to have suits and stuff you can turn on and off, I think. This bit is never open. Normally you can go to the collection section and you can see all different dice and that kind of thing. All the permutations and also all the different combos you get for having certain numbers of dice in your set. And they all have different abilities, so it's quite complicated. There's a lot of challenges, be of a kind, different combinations. We'll get into it. Like we can customize the backgrounds, stuff like that, ornamentation. Let's go with that. I do like the green. You can do stuff like house rules, mandatory. This is the ones like basically affects you every couple of rounds. Every 5 rounds you get a new house rule come into play, which can actually be very, very problematic. So let's just give you a quick swirl. We're going to go normal, 20, standard settings. Okay, so this is how the game works. You basically are trying to get to this target. It's very similar to Dice in a Million, where you're trying to roll and get to a certain target within the amount of rolls attempts, which are basically 3 combined. So there is a tutorial you can turn on that explains everything to you. So we're going to roll for 5d6s, and we are going to try and bank them. So let's... You don't need to put them in any order. You just need to basically, just need to get, so you basically just need to try and get your, if you just put them in the Mason order, it comes up here, so there's not a lot of fiddly placement of dice. So let's get that up. 3, like got 4 in a row. It plays similar to basically card games, but you're using dice, really. And let's bank that. So we put that all into our resources, which is what we get. 18 times 4 from our modifiers, 72. Go over our target, so we basically get our reward, and we get bonuses for remaining bank, which is this for each one. So we get a bit of extra money. We've got 12. Come on, we've got 12 gold. What do we want to get early on? Personally, that would be nice. Getting a lucky charm slot, and then let's do a reroll to see if we can. Yeah, extra of that would be good, but I want to try and get. No, that's not too bad. Base score, if we can get more modifiers, that is quite useful. Let's go next round. Got 6, 5, 4, which will give us a special reward. Gold as a standard always gives you a +1 to your reward from scored in combination. So we could try and reroll and get a 3. It's not a great chance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going No, we get a better stat. We don't get as much score, but we will get a better combo. And the combos in this game are the things that bring a lot of power to it. Just short. Dagnabbit. Okay. We're gonna reroll. You don't get any things left over for not using rerolls. As you can see, even here it tells you which ones are in combination. Got overkill because we went over the target, that's fine. Bit of extra cash. Okay. That's quite a useful one to have. Extra dice slot is useful. Haven't got any bonus unlocks, but we are getting... Reason I'm playing it like this is that I'm trying to get us to get to a high combo. If we can get a 2, that would be really good. They pushed it a bit too hard, but I'm hoping that we can get... Yeah, we are... This is gonna hurt. Yeah, we need some kind of modifying thing going on because we are not easily hitting our targets. Okay. Those ones aren't great because they fade out. This one rose the same value. We need to be basically... The price of this is just going to go up, but I need to be I need to be... Having some of these early on would be good if we want to try and stack high combos. And that one is a good one to get early on as well if we want to go anything. Okay, so we've got 5, 4, 3. We can get modifiers. 20 plus to the score. Plus we get a reroll. Just not as much bank. Switched out for a 2. Try and get our playing here at the rainbow flag. Yeah, we've got overkill, which isn't so bad, but we're coming up on our first challenge. As you can see, it's select house rule. Dice with odd value score 0, dice with even value score 0. That's nasty, because if we're trying to go for 1, 3, 3, 6, it's problematic. So let's reroll. They're in combination, which is fine. I'll grab that dice and we'll grab the lucky charm spot. And then we'll go to the next round. And you can see how this game basically plays out. It goes very quickly. Okay, so we've got 6, 7, so we need a 5 and a 4. Let's see if we do another reroll and we can get one more reroll then. No luck on a 5. Okay, not great. I should have banked earlier. But at least we get a good chunk of modification to it. Plus we get the bank for beating the house rule. Okay. This is where things start to get complicated. You do get level ups on your dice. That might be useful. Gonna get that. Upgrading the dice basically gives you better combinations. Ooh, hot paint. I should have gone with that. Hot paint is really useful. Especially if you're going for combo builds. Okay. 6. So you get a full combination of that. So we can... Nah, we just missed the total, which is annoying. Let's re-roll. Try and get a 4. Let's re-roll again. There we get a 6. We need to get another banking slot. It's very randomized. Sometimes you can get these early, which means you can bank a lot of money, a lot of points early on. Otherwise you don't, and you're basically running around looking for things. Yeah, banking slot of 18. Random charm. That's a good one. We get extra right dice rolls. We've got to save our money. No, let's do a single reroll and see if we can get another upgrade. Isn't too bad. I'm going to save the rest of our money and hopefully we can get enough to get the next dice, the next banking slot open. Okay. Because this build that I'm going for, which is low combos, really runs off us being able to get the right combination. So we need to get 4s. I really need a 3 of colour. I want anyone just to get a combo up. Otherwise I'm going to have to do this, which isn't as powerful as I wanted, but it will still do the job. Plus we get back 1 reroll from our ice dice, so it does do the job. That isn't great. 6. Now we're just farming for a 4. This works out better than I hoped, so we can get this, which is a higher combination total. So we get a bit of money banked, not a ton, but enough. Got one another lucky charm slot. More rerolls isn't too bad. Upgrading that. Magnet desk can be useful as long as they're low level ones, but they don't work when the combination that I'm looking for. Shadow dice basically die after the first attempt. Well, getting this up to synchronicity of +4 would be good. Let's grab that and grab that. Do this. And it's getting harder and harder, you see. It's very much a roguelike game. Okay. 6. Five. I'm looking for a 4. Yeah, I see our point value is really dropping off now. So we need... we need some good scoring dice. Six will do it. Okay. Yeah, we're starting to really get loss of power. Dice block, yeah. That's how many can be owned, not... I need another banking slot, really. So I locked it. That's annoying. What am I looking for? Magnetic dice are not bad. Those ones are annoying. So I'm going to grab one of these to put it in so we can try and aim for the higher combinations. Something with a modifier. Yeah, banking slot, that's the one I want. So we're going to lock that in. We'll grab the random modifier. That one's not too bad. At least two dice with different values. Okay. We'll bank and see if we can get there. But 550 of our current setup is challenging. 6, 5, 4. I need a 3. Yeah. 2 even, yes. We get +4. Helps. It's not. We need to get the next banking slot open if we want to survive. 6. So we need an 8, and this is where this can come in. If we can get a 2, there is a tactic that we can play. But it requires us getting it. Here we go. We can do this. The magnetic dice eats it. Turn it into a 7, so we then get a nice higher combo. But our next challenge has come up. No base reward. Yeah. We just have to accept it, and we just gotta have to grant this. The hot dice are really nice if you can try and get some. No, no luck. Okay. So we can bank more dice, which is powerful for us because then we can start trying to farm out 7, 6, 5, 4, and a 3. So we can get one more row. We're looking for... I desperately need a 3. I mean, that would do okay. It's not going to be as good as getting... Nah. Plus, we'll have to do, because I don't want to waste too many of my rerolls. So even with all our combos, we're still running short. Yeah. Let's just bank some of them. We'll go with that. Still a really powerful combination. Not a lot of money from that one, but we can now start. Ooh, top hat. You can sell dice, but getting them upgraded is also good. But as you can see, it is becoming harder and harder. We'll unlock the next slot. Active like a charm you haven't played. That's not bad. It's expensive though. So let's grab that. And grab these ones for the modifiers. Oh, didn't mean to press that. That's probably cost us the game. Yeah, that's probably cost us the game. I pressed the wrong button. Sometimes it just happens like that. But yeah, I've probably just cost us the game. This is annoying, because we were actually having a fairly good streak. Just how it is. But I don't think we can come back from that. Okay. 6. Zone 6. So now we're just farming for a 5. There we go. Yeah, we managed to pull it off. Ah. This one's really good with rerolling around. That's really good for us because it stacks. So we're going to grab that one. Grab a random lucky charm in every combination. Yeah, it's not too bad. Now we're holding out for dice slots. This one is dangerous, and I'm not a particular fan of them, to be honest, because they can bounce and really mess up what you're looking for. Getting the low dice rolls with a shiny can be useful. I try not to take too many out of the circulation, but it can be useful to get various combinations going. So we get 6, 5, 4. If I can get a 3. There is something that we can do. Get a 6, okay. Not the best combination in the world, but we can still get the modifiers in play. So it's a good combination hit. Okay. So we can do this. That drops our score down, yes, but we can go 6, 5. And then we just need a 4 and a 3. Here we go. Hunting for that 4. We could have basically gone... We want to lose a single gold to get a higher score. No, I don't. Because we're going to win this round anyway. So we get a good return. That's the thing we want to look for. Next banking slot. Okay. Lock it. Now, I could sell the gold coin to get a bit of money to get the next banking slot open. But we should be able to hold off long enough. Yeah. We'll do one more round. And I think that'd be a good place for us to end for the day. So we're going to go... We're going to sack that for the 7. Reroll everything. 6. Reroll again because we don't get any benefits of hanging on to dice. Or hanging on to rerolls. Try for that 3 one more time. Nah, okay, so we're not going to get full bank. Is how it is. But we get a nice combination. Okay. Right, so we're going to have to do... It is doable. Not happy about it, but it is doable. Not as much money. You get different combinations. If you hover over, you can see what they are during the game. Okay, another banking slot opens up, which is great for us. Anything in particular you want to get rid of? No, we're going to lock that one because having that painted dice. Actually, we don't have any painted dice. Then you're basically really sort of farming for upgrades at that point. But I think this is a good place for Dice Baby. We come to an end for Dice Baby. You see the general theme of the game, where you're looking for combinations, trying to get combos and the like stacked. We've got quite a strong one going. It's not quite as strong as I'd like, but we can sort of offset it with some bits and pieces. But I think that'd be a good place to end for today. I've been Cornish-Knight. This has been a Corner's first look with Dice Baby, and I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.